Good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Farmer Joe. All right, I'm PJ. Hey, I did a series. I think I did two videos on Patreon that I'm going to kind of talk about here a little bit. Did y'all see that movie Homestead that came out? It was like supposedly only coming out in a few select theaters, and then because of popular demand, it came out in a lot more. Um, I went to see it the night it came out with my mag, if you will. And it amused me. I liked it until the last 10 minutes. And the last 10 minutes of the movie ruined it for me. And I decided, right, because I think after the movie, they set themselves up to do like other movies or a television series or something. And I'm like, not watching it. Well, I had already ordered the first three of, I think, 10 books in a series, the Black Autumn series, but I hadn't read it yet. My wife had read book one, and good to her, good for her. She said, I'm not telling you anything about the book, and I didn't ask. She'd already read that. I hadn't even read the book yet when we went to the movie, and I made the determination, if the book ends like the movie ended, I'm not buying any more books. I already bought three. I'm not going to buy any more. Well, good news. The books are so much better than the movie, and I'm now just starting book three of the series. My wife has already ordered the next three, Conquistadors, and it's really interesting. But the basic premise, if you haven't seen it, is the world goes into chaos, and there's a rich dude that has bought, I don't know, a homestead. The big house and grounds and gardens and orchards and all that. And he has a Green Beret buddy that he has contracted with, social contract, to get yourself a set of guys, your own A team, bring them and their families here. I'm bringing my friends in. You guys' job is security and blah, blah. And then, adventures ensue. I don't recommend the movie. I do recommend the movie. It's a good watch, especially if it's on streaming. But if you don't want to watch the last 10 minutes, you'll be happy. The books, I recommend highly. However, that does not mean it's perfect. One of the biggest problems with the book, and it's probably an artistic, literary device to allow for more conflict, which makes the book more interesting, is this homestead, this retreat for all these people is right next to a built up populated area. I mean, it's like suburbia is right out the front gate of this thing. And of course, that creates problems. Whenever I read or watch a video or whatever on anything preparedness, survivalist, Tiawaki, post-apocalyptic, I always try to put myself in the picture and then think, what would I do? I wouldn't do that. That's a good idea. Try to learn from it, right? Well, we have a retreat, clearly, Shofar Mountain, and it is far away from suburbia, but we're not open. We're not hiring an A-team or anything like that to come guard it. And I know a lot of y'all have been talking about this on Patreon also. A lot of y'all are really happy that Trump won and that things seem to be going swimmingly. And as I did a whole video over there, don't let your guard down, right? We live in a very unsettled world. So some of y'all know that, probably most of y'all know it. And many of y'all are like, holy crap, I don't have much time. I need to get out to a place. And you recognize the beauty of something like Homestead, where you're surrounded by like-minded good people, und so weiter, and so on. Wouldn't it be cool to be on a piece of land not next to suburbia, but let's say a big piece of land with other families who think like you do, who prepare like you do, who aren't going to be, not only are they not going to be banging on your door demanding that you share your My Patriot supply with them, they're going to say, hey, let's go over and check on old Grandma Moses down there and make sure she's okay. Community spirit, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Well, you have an opportunity for that. And of course, I'm talking about Ark Haven. What can I tell you about Ark Haven? It is, I don't know, 3,000 acres of land in the Ozarks. The Ozarks is one of the best places to survive what's coming in North America in the 48. This is smack dab in the Ozarks. It's not near any, there's no suburbia coming up to the edges of it. There are, I think, I said it in the last video and I knew the number, or the last video where I talked about this, so whatever I said there trumps it. But I think there's about 100 families that are living there. There's a couple requirements to live there. One is that you're a Christian, that you follow Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. If you don't, this is not for you. You don't want to go there. Go somewhere else. Matter of fact, if you're not a believer, thanks for watching the video. You can go now. You know, there'll be other videos. But it's for followers of Christ, Christ followers. And you may purchase 5 to like 100, if you want, acres of land in the confines of Ark Haven. I don't think there's any covenants, or there's certainly not an HOA or anything like that. It's your land when you buy it. You can build whatever kind of house you want to on it. They have builders that have been building many of the houses there. They're people who live at Ark Haven, I guess, and they build. Or you can bring in your own people, you know, or live in your tent or something. You know, that's not a good option long term, clearly. But there's houses. The people there, like I said, they're Christ followers. Number two, they're all preppers. And not only are they preppers, most, relative term, of the people realize we have to produce our own food. So they're growing gardens and raising critters, and there's cattle and stuff like that. They get together and do classes. Matter of fact, they're having a new community center built, and I'll show you where to go to get pictures of it to see what it's looking like. But they have a community center. They're building a new, bigger one because they're growing. I've been in their now community center. I haven't been in the new one. But they have classes on like canning and beekeeping and radios and security. And the thing is, you're living in a community. Now, again, people are on 5 to 100 acres. So you're not talking about houses stacked up on top of each other. But, you know, they recognize that they're all Ark Havians, or they should come up with a name, that they are. And so they get together and they teach each other stuff. And they're like, hey, Mary Bell's going to give a class on, you know, hot water bath canning. And Bob's going to give a class on shearing sheep, or, you know, whatever. And so they do that. There's that community sense that's there. Does everybody have that community sense? Probably not. You know, there's no requirement to participate. It's not a cult. It's not a church. You know, you don't have to go to services with everybody else. I mean, you know, it's your own thing. You're just deciding you want to locate one in the Ozarks, which I've done lots of videos on the Ozarks, why it's a good place to survive, Teowaki. And two, you're surrounded by good people. You're not surrounded by, you know, meth heads and criminals and yada, yada, yada. The website, I said I was going to tell you the website. The website is arkhavenland.com. I'll put it in the description of this video, but Ark Haven, ARKHAVEN, land, LAND.com. Go there, check them out. I know the two founders of it personally. One was my friend, may he rest in peace, Ken Updegrove. He has since passed, but it was kind of like his vision. And he and I met and discussed it, man, a while ago. I think like 2010. And he explained it to me, and I kind of, because I was building Shofar Mountain at the time, and I was going back and forth with him about, all right, here's your plan, here's how you see it. He had a great vision for it. He had lots of details and vision, but he didn't have an operational plan to get the thing off the ground. It didn't exist. It existed only in his mind. And I told him, I said, man, you need an operations officer. You need somebody who can take your vision and put it into action. And he got that. And you can find him on the website, Randy Parker. And he's the guy that's actually been moving things along. And my recommendation to everybody, if you think it's for you, if you want to buy a piece of land that's already designated for preppers, it's huge. And again, you can buy 5 to 100 acres. You want to be with other people of like minds. You want to be in a good part of the country, and you want to weather the storm that is on the way. Give them a look. Give them a call. Go to the website, arkhavenland.com. Check it out. If you're still interested, then make the phone call. Send the email. And I highly recommend that you go out and visit. Arrange a visit. Go out and visit. You'll get to see everything that's going on, meet the people, that kind of thing, and then buy yourself a slice of paradise out there, and get to putting the structure up on it, so you have someplace to live. There are people that have bought land there, put a house of some type on it, stocked it, and they're still not quite moved in yet. They may live somewhere else, but they're going there. You have lots of options. You can, when you get there and drive around, talk to the people, talk to Randy, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I highly recommend that you go check it out. I highly recommend that you make this happen. Could you do it on your own? Sure. Yeah, you could go buy land on your own, but what you're not going to get, and I'm talking in the Ozarks, right? But what you're not going to get is sort of instant community. It's not, super, super tight and like handmaiden dresses kind of thing, I mean, but you're surrounded by like-minded people. You go anywhere else and buy a chunk of land, you could be like Shofar Mountain, have meth heads right up the road. You don't know. If you're interested, give them a look. I like it out there. I said in the last video when I talked about this, I need to get out there again and check it out. I want to see their new community building. I'm excited about it. That we did that on Shofar Mountain. We started out meeting under a tent. Then we put together 2 18-foot 18 by 20 foot carports. Those metal carports. We put them together on a floor and walled it. That was our community center for years. And then Grindstone Ministry came out and helped us. And now we have the Longhouse. And quite frankly, the Longhouse is starting to get tight. So I understand what's going on in Ark Haven. They had a pretty good building. I've taught classes there before. And I had a church service there. And then they outgrew it. And so now they're building a bigger one. That's a good thing. I think you should at least investigate becoming a part of it while you have time. All right. I appreciate y'all. I will see you out there.